everybody, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new tutorial, and I'm really excited to be part of the Simon Says Stamp Best Days release blog hop. I'm going to be sharing a project with you using a few of the newest products from Simon Says Stamp's Best Days release. This particular set here is the Bold Flower stamp set. And today's technique is I'm going to show you how you can take solid stamped images and add foiling accents to them. So I started off by selecting most of the images from the stamp set. I put them into my MISTI, and help me know which stamps I already used in my stamping. I am putting them all down first, and then as I use each one, I take them off of the MISTI. That was just me keeping myself organized. I used a variety of different colors, mostly in reds, oranges, yellows. I threw in a little bit of purple, and I have some green. But I kept with a lot of warm colors throughout this entire stamping process. Even the purple I used was Hot Mama, which is more of a pinky purple, and it's a really beautiful color. I stamped all of these down. Most of them I stamped at least once, and some of them, like these leaves, I stamped many times. And then I die cut all of them using the coordinating dies. You'll also notice I'm using the ThermoWeb purple tape. I have loved using this tape for doing many different techniques of late, including die cutting. I have found that running this tape through my die cutting machine, it ends up not sticking very hard to the paper, and it doesn't tear my die cut pieces after I've run it through. So when I take this off, I have a beautifully die cut image, no tearing of the paper, and that tape is still sticky so I can continue using it. Now, like I said, we're going to be doing some foiling accents. And for this technique, all you need is this Deco foil adhesive pen, which is by ThermoWeb. I am getting the pen primed. I pushed down on the pen for a couple seconds until the glue started to flow through the nib. And then I was able to take it and kind of scribble out a little bit and get the pen really juicy and wet. And now I can take it to my project. I'm flicking on areas of adhesive onto my project and then bringing in scraps of foil. This is a great way to use up your scraps. And I'm just rubbing all of this foil onto that adhesive. I rubbed it for a good little bit, burnishing on there, and then I have these beautiful foiled accents over top of the stamping. I think it looks really amazing and adds some beautiful shine and unexpected detail to your image. It also has an artsy look. It's not going to be perfect because this is a fairly big nib on this pen. So it's not going to get super fine detail, but if you're careful and if you use kind of like just the edge of the pen, you can actually get a fairly thin line. Once I had done all the foiling, there is this image here which has a bunch of little branches and then these teeny tiny little flowers which I had to adhere down onto the branches using some liquid glue. For all of the other flowers and leaves, and then eventually this branch that I created, we'll adhere those with foam tape. First, I wanted to add some texture to the handmade paper that I'm going to be using as the backdrop for this card. This is the new Line Dance stencil, and I'm putting this in through my die cutting machine with an embossing mat, the paper, the stencil, and then the embossing plate on top of that. This is a Spellbinder's Platinum 6 machine, so it might be different depending on your particular machine, but we want to be able to add a little bit of dry embossed detailing with the stencil. Now, like I said, I also adhere all these pieces down using foam tape. I did put a few different things down onto the project using some just regular double-sided adhesive, but most everything has some dimension here. Like these particular large clusters of flowers, if I put a big piece of adhesive on the back of this flower that's going to go in the center of all these things, the things that are layered behind it end up getting grabbed by that double-sided tape, and then I can just take some regular double-sided adhesive and add that to the backside just to make sure everything stays in place. But we have that nice dimension now with that flower that's holding all of these other pieces together. Once I had my arrangement fully put together and on my card, I brought in some of these beautiful rainbow confetti sequins from Simon Says Stamp. Seeing them on my desk, they look kind of just green and yellow, but once you get them onto white paper especially, that's when they shine, and they have all these different colors in them. It's really pretty. Now there's a new stamp set called Big Thanks, and this is a really great thank you sentiment set. I'm pulling out a couple of the different sentiments from that set, and I'm going to stamp them down onto some different colors of cardstock. For the biggest word, I used some brown cardstock and some brown ink to do a little bit of tone-on-tone stamping. And then I also used some colored cardstock and white embossing powder to white heat emboss the rest of the sentiment. Both of these I trimmed down with my Fiskars trimmer to get a cute little label shape. I'll pop these up onto my card using double-sided adhesive. That way I get some nice dimension between these sentiments and the rest of the design around them. And I really loved how this card turned out and how the foiled accents really make those solid stamped images come to life and add such unique and interesting detail. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial featuring some of the newest products from Simon Says Stamp, such as the Bold Flower stamp set, the Big Words Thanks stamp set, and the Line Dance stencil. If you head on over to my blog, I have more information on the blog hop that I am part of today celebrating the new release. There's also a blog hop tomorrow. And at the end of this video, or in the video description below, or on my blog, I have another video tutorial and also some more projects that I created using the new Simon Says Stamp Best Days release. Thanks so much for watching. I will be back soon with more videos for you. And until then, have a great day. Bye!